What's good, everyone? Listener, friend listeners, you have found your way back to WoT In Color. Say it with me now. The dopest Black women hosted podcast for the preeminent Wheel of Time series. I am Keba.
And I am Shar.
Jumbo, my sister.
Jumbo.
How are you?
I am really dope.
You are dope. And
I'm so
glad
are you.
I'm so glad you are here. Feeling dope.
Yes, I'm a reflection of you. Your dopeness.
You guys are going to get all that mushy shit today.
Yes. Especially because we have decided that we have a resident guest.
Yes.
A forever guest.
Maybe
not necessarily every episode, but our resident guest is the one and only Call Me Nakomi.
Listen.
What up? How y'all doing today?
Listen, not only is the door always open for her, but she got the key.
She got the key now.
She wanted to just walk in, go in the fridge, get her something to drink, kick her shoes off, put her...
I'm not putting my name on all the stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't putting my name on
we don't gotta put your name on a light
bill.
bill or nothing. But
No, the bills is ours.
Oh, you mean your name on the orange juice?
I'm not putting my name on it. I appreciate y'all for having me, basically. But, you know, if anybody... I was about to say, if anybody finishes the Hennessy, but I mean, I'm just basically, let me not go there. That's a little bit too.
We'll just make sure we have enough for everybody. How about that?
We got Tito's in the back, just in case.
All right.
Wow.
Appreciate y'all having me back. I really appreciate it. I love being here with y'all.
Absolutely.
No, we really appreciate you, and we're looking forward to getting into these next two chapters that we're gonna talk about. So last week. We got into chapters 5 and 6. And that was very interesting. Right, Keba? You were surprised a little bit about the events that unfolded.
All I'm saying is, one prediction said somebody had to die. And then somebody's practically dead. Practically. So I feel like I'm 90% right.
So when we ended the chapter, Rand is desperately trying to get his dad, Tam, to Emonds Field, to get to Nynaeve, to get healed. And then we start off chapter 7, which is called Out of the Woods. And the symbol is a tree symbol. And, we don't know what that's about yet, do we?
I feel like woods, trees, tree, wood. Yeah.
Okay,
sure.
We'll take it.
We'll go with that.
Yeah.
So Tam is getting worse. He eventually became silent. He was muttering some things. Rand is...
Some spicy, salacious
Some spicy things. And Rand is like, nope, you are my father.
You my father.
The lie detector test determined that was a lie more than 3 times.
Right. So he's silent now. So Rand is absolutely worried about his dad. His situation is getting worse, and he's very hungry. He hasn't eaten because their meal got interrupted by some Trollocs. So as they approach the village, Rand smells wood smoke, and he's like, "Okay, great, chimneys." But as he gets a little closer, he's like, yeah, chimneys wouldn't smell that strong. What's happening? And then he realized, oh shit, some houses have burned down. What the hell? So he notices the destruction, and it seems random. He noted that 5 houses were untouched in one row. In another row, there'd be one house standing alone, surrounded by destruction. Rand saw 3 huge, what he assumed to be Beltane bonfires, and he saw a huge stallion dragging something away that he didn't know what that was. And the first person that he sees when he gets to the village is the blacksmith, Master Luhan. And Master Luhan hurries up to him, notices Tam, and says, "Oh, Trollocs, yeah, we got him too." Right?
Us too.
And so he notices that Luhan is sooty-faced, and he has a red welt of a burn across his chest. And he tells Rand, that, the Trollocs also attacked the village. And he's like, yeah, we'll get your dad fixed up. Let's get Nynaeve. So he calls for Egwene for her to get Nynaeve. And Rand notices that Egwene is filthy but her hands are clean. He makes note of that. Like, that's really strange. Her hands are clean. So he follows her to Nynaeve, and the blacksmith is now carrying Tam because Rand is just too fucked up. He's all distraught. And Rand is bugging. He's like, wow, all the stories are real. And as they walk, he notices all of the damage to the village. Like, apparently the village got really fucked up. You know, it wasn't just them. And he's told that Matt's house was one that got burned. So he asked if Matt was alive. Egwene says yes, Matt's still alive. And this whole time he's like, Tam is my father.
Emphasis. Nobody asking.
Nobody asking.
He's just like, hey, did you know
he's like,
my dad is my dad? Did
Right.
you know that?
Everybody looking at him like, yeah.
I'm Charlotte must have whipped your ass, lad, because
Right.
you are
Lad.
delirious.
My father. That's my father.
That's my father. So they get to Nynaeve, and immediately she checks him out. Was like, yeah, sorry, I can't do nothing for you. You know, Rand is like, but he's dying, and she's like, I know, Rand.
I can see that.
I know.
Because guess what? I'm the wisdom.
That's what it does.
Duh, I see it too.
So she's hurt that she can't do anything about it, but she's also a very practical person, right? So she's like, yeah, sorry, Rand, can't
The
help you
Virgo of the team, if you will.
Yeah, right. She's like, but I got a jet because it's some folks that I can't help. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna see you on the flip side. Right. And so she leaves, and she's like, Egwene, I need you. Come with me.
Go ahead, wash them hands
again. Right.
Touching dead
And
people.
so now Rand is just all fucked up. Like, what am I gonna do? And she's like, the mayor will know what to do because you're the mayor. You know everything, right? You have all the answers.
That's how the village runs.
Yeah, the mayor is the end all be all. So he gets to the mayor, and the mayor's like, oh my goodness. All right, we need the wisdom. Not knowing that Nynaeve already saw him. Sends the Gleeman. Gleeman, go get the wisdom. Mm-hmm. Tom runs out. And, Rand is helpless. Tom comes back and he's like, yo, why you ain't tell me that you done, this chick done
Screamed
bit
on
my
me.
head off.
Y'all got me getting cursed out.
Right. Come
I
on.
was just the messenger.
Like, yo. You could have started with Nynaeve already saw him. Why didn't you start with that, Rand? So
And he was just like, I was just thinking that you had all the juice. I mean,
yeah, I thought the mayor could have just convinced her to do something, right? So Rand is all helpless. He's like, I can't just watch him die. And then Tom, out of nowhere, is like, hey, Mr. Mayor, I wonder if you knew who scrawled the dragon fang on your door.
Okay.
And so the mayor's like, oh, maybe some Conger or Copland type stuff or whatever. And Tom is like, oh yeah, the Coplans? Nope. They didn't even know about the Trollocs. They came through here talking about when is the festival starting. So they talking about that or whatever. And then the mayor is talking about how Moiraine called lightning out of the sky.
Ooh, baby. I cannot wait to watch that in action. Like, it has to be something that's in the show, and I cannot wait to see that cinematic masterpiece.
Okay. Well, we won't go there.
It better be in the damn show. I'm going to be so pissed.
If they missed that in the
worded
show.
emails.
So, I'm not going to... I've seen the show, so...
I know you... Okay.
So, we're just going to move on.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So basically the mayor's explaining what Moiraine did. Apparently Moiraine called lightning from the sky and killed all the Trollocs and basically helped save the village. So apparently Moiraine is actually an Aes Sedai.
Ooh.
And land is her water.
Ooh, double woo.
So then the mayor is like, wait a minute. I have an idea. You can ask the Aes Sedai for help. Because in the stories, they can heal people. Oh my God, Gleeman, why you ain't think of that?
Right.
Tom is like, listen, I'm just a stranger here. Saying I ain't want to be the one. The idea had to come from you. So he's a little manipulation there, a little bit.
Oh, he was a G for that. He was a G for that.
No, he was a G.
Absolute
he was a G for that.
He was like,
he was a G.
He got plans on plans on plans. He's lighting up his pipe. Just like, you're desperate, but I'm not gonna put myself out there like that.
Right. I ain't gonna tell you what to do, but I'm I'm gonna get you there.
I'm gonna lay enough seeds for you to find your way back.
Right. And, the mayor picked up what he was putting down. And so Rand is a little hesitant because he doesn't trust Aes Sedai from the stories, right? Because the stories all say these evil things about Aes Sedai. So he agrees, and they tell him where Moiraine Land is, and he goes to find them. And he finds them. He hears Land talking about that there were 7 bands of Trollocs, at least, that came through.
So, like, is a band like a money band? Am I like...
No, I would say like a clan.
Right. I'm like, wait clans?
Like a clan, yeah. Like
7 clan. How many Trollocs in a clan?
Probably hundreds, thousands, who knows?
So they had 7 stacks of Trollocs.
Well, the bands are actually like different groups. Like they actually had their own like
little societies
within the actual Trollocs themselves. So I guess it kind of explains a bit about that Trollocs aren't just, I guess, quote unquote, mindless, creatures out there. They actually, congregate in their own separate societies, basically, I guess, kind of to lend a little bit more to the Trolloc world. Later on in the next chapter, she alludes to how many Trollocs she feels was in the Troopers at the time.
Okay.
So Rand finally gets some courage, and he, he's stuttering, but he asks Moiraine, like, "Yo, can you heal my pops?" The stories say that you can do shit like that. So what's good? And then Moiraine says, "How are your dreams, Rand?" So Rand is like, I told you that my pops,
my father,
and he is.
Did you know that he was my father? Because he is.
He's dying. Care about my dreams right now. And so she agrees to help, and that's where we end chapter 7.
Ooh.
So before we get into chapter 8, let's rewind. We need some patrons, y'all.
Listen,
we're gonna set
you're
up
gonna
the pitch,
get these
so we
sound effects a la Keba. I'm telling you, I make all the sound effects.
We need official sound effects. So
there it is.
So Keba, being the newbie here,
that's me.
I want to know what your thoughts were. You had some ideas about who Moiraine was. I recall you saying, oh no, you switched that though.
I did switch it.
Okay, you originally said that Moiraine was Ileana reborn.
Yeah. I still like that idea, but I'm here now.
And then you switched, and then you still said she is the story. She's not just collecting stories. So now that it's been revealed
that she is the story,
that she is
literally the story.
She is an Aes Sedai. What was going through your mind?
I fucked with the Aes Sedai. Come on, you pulling lightning out the sky. It's my kind of character.
Okay.
First of all, I might be one. I don't know. I have to see how this progresses.
Okay.
But, so I thoroughly enjoyed that little plot twist, even though I kind of saw it coming. But there were some things that I want to know in this chapter. So when they got to the village and Rand is talking to Master Luhan, there's a line that says that the Trollocs aggressively attacked his house as if he had gold and jewels. Now, when Rand is coming into the village, he's noticing there's 5 houses over here, demolished. Oh, there's another one standing here. But Master Luhan's joint got leveled, straight leveled. And then Master Luhan states that his house was attacked in a manner more ferocious than others, and that his wife, Miss Gully, Miss Alspet, went and got the biggest hammer that she could find. Yeah. Because now she's like, I'm hunting Trollocs, right? Like, now she's like, she's
a G.
Y'all came for me?
Yes.
Right. And so I'm like, So Master Luhan and his partner know
he likes
what Trollocs are. Right. Okay. And so they know what Trollocs are. And they had the wherewithal to know how to kill one. And matter of fact, the wife is going hunting for them. So I'm like, they down with the Heron clique. At least Master Luhan is.
Okay.
So because they basically know what Trollocs are, like Tam did. He was just like, oh, those are the Trollocs. That one's got a goat head. All right, this is how we get. I'm like, oh, okay. So he's got an axe. The wife got a hammer. They Trolloc. I said, okay. They know what Trollocs are. They're down with the clique. Maybe not the Heron clique, but they're down with somebody's clique.
So the Heron on the sword, that's still
a clique.
That's still a clique.
That's somebody's band.
They crip walk.
You know? Yeah. They throw it up.
Yeah.
They, Suwu, they do whatever.
Right.
They do it.
They come through with the society stroll.
Do they
sorority and
yeah. They strolling. They
got calls and all of that.
They got calls. Do they
do
not eat,
and they bop.
Wait a minute. Do they not eat bookies? Or do they eat chocolate chip cookies?
I can't tell you one set. I can't tell you what set, but it's
a
set. It is a set. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
But I took note of that because I thought that was interesting that, some houses were untouched and some houses were completely leveled. And Trollocs kill for the joy and glee of killing, which means if I enjoy kill, I'm leveling everything in sight. So how did these houses get missed?
How?
And you asking me?
Yeah.
Oh, because I think that those are houses that belong to people that serve the Dark One.
So they were they were destroying houses of people
who serve light.
Okay, so the ones that didn't get destroyed are their homies. Those are what you're saying.
Ace Boon Coons, if you will.
So the two rivers.
They rep the Dark Friend set.
Yep.
And so
Dark Friend.
Is that like West Side?
You know it.
Dark Friend.
Dark Friend. Dark Friend?
How you make a D and an F with your fingers? I don't know how to do it.
I'm sorry to all of our West Coast listener friend listeners. I don't mean to cast a shadow upon your region, but yet, here we are. Yeah, but like, how do they know how to take down something they never encountered before? Master Luhan and Alspet. Okay. So I'm like, they know what it is.
Okay.
What else did I say? The other thing that made me really pause was...
Before you get into that, I just want to note that last week you said that, and I thought it was really dope, and I was so excited when you said it, and I couldn't say anything. You said maybe there's an Aes Sedai.
Oh, yeah.
That can, because Tam's gonna need some sort of magical help.
Yeah, I did say that, didn't I? So I'd be forgetting.
Wouldn't it be dope if there was an Aes Sedai? And boom.
And look at that. Not only is she there, she's there with her water. And what did I do? I went to the glossary. Because what the fuck? All right.
And what did the glossary tell you?
The glossary was like, you got your Aes Sedai, and then you have like her homie, her Ace Boon Coon, the one that she's, the right hand, practically blood oath brother. Like, okay, that's the one that watches her. She knows where he at in the world, wherever, and when he dies, she know exactly how he died and why he died, and when he's alive, she'd be like, oh, he's over there in Canada, he's having a little drinky drink, don't worry about him, okay, he'll be fine. But if she's in danger, he's like, whoo, here I go, vacation over. So I was like, oh yes, okay, I like that. Okay, I like the Aes Sedai and the water relationship, especially because it's plutonic.
Okay.
I just had to drop that in there because you hardly see relationships like that, and it ain't no fucking. So I love platonic, strong bonds between men and women, and the water and the Aes Sedai, I think, is just a really dope concept. Thanks, RJ. That was dope. Okay. So I was right. Where's the prediction board?
You get a ding.
I was right.
Yes. Gold star.
And one of the other things that I really picked up on was... Rand asked Master Luhan, what if the Trollocs come back? Because I have the same questions. Like, what are we actually doing here? Y'all are sitting here going through your rubble and trying to pull out your good parts, but like we got bigger fish to fry,
right?
Metaphorically speaking. So he's like, what if the Trollocs come back and Master Luhan states the will weaves as the will wills?
Yes.
Which, you know, to me sounds like it is what it is. Like, if they come back, we're gonna be here. If they don't come back, we're gonna be here. So we're not gonna sit here and do nothing. So I said, that's kind of important, because they're showing me that this is a town that is ready to fight. Mr. We've never seen war. We don't know what war is, but they're ready to defend and they're ready to fight. And he's got his axe in his hand, and his wife, Gully Alspec, got her hammer. I'm like, no. They lied to these babies in the Raven's prologue.
Gully Alspec.
Yes.
Ooh.
We're going to need to make that a
merch
t-shirt.
coming soon.
Yes.
Gully Alspec. A woman
She
with a hammer.
really is a
She
a different kind of
came
hammer,
through
though.
with the hammer.
Not that hammer. Calm down.
Different kind. No, but they seem... Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Now, just saying that basically, you know, I feel you where you are, basically, where you're just like kind of listening to them, and they're very optimistic as far as, even though in the circumstance they are in right now, where their whole village got turned upside down. They're all just like, all right, well, I mean, we just gonna clean up and start paying and we gonna remake that fence over there basically and redo whatever. We don't leave. We basically just like, you know, we just, you know, build back again. And it just spoke to me that they're survivors, that town is just basically used to surviving in whatever comes, basically, weather, crops, whatever, basically. They're just used to surviving. So, I mean, that just speaks to the type of metal that you know, they kind of have, basically. But whether or not half of them is on the dark side and the other half basically fights for the light, you never know, you know.
You never know.
You never know.
That's true.
You never know.
I've heard not rumors, what do they call those, fan theories basically about, like, you know, with the innkeeper, why is he so girthy, and everybody else in the whole neighborhood basically is like not big like him. And it's like, what's the innkeeper get down with, basically? So I mean, you never know. Shout out to another couple of other podcasts out there, basically. But I mean, hey, we'll see as the chapters unfold. As the chapters unfold.
As the
will weaves. I
just wanted to talk about that phrase. The will weaves as the will wills. Basically, it's like similar to what you said. It is what it is. It is the idea of, I guess, destiny in a way. Things occur in this universe because there's a pattern that has been weaved, and we're just threads of that pattern. So if the wheel is weaving it in this certain way, what can we do about it?
Right.
Because we're just mere threads of the pattern.
Right. All you can do is live.
Right.
But where does the free will of being a thread come in?
So there is free will, and we'll get into that as this story unfolds. Yes, there is free will, but there is the overarching idea that the wheel is turning time, and it's also weaving all of the threads into a pattern. The larger pattern is called the age lace. And so there are 7 spokes of the wheel. And so there are 7 ages. And as time goes on, you go through different ages. And we've learned in the beginning of this book that this is the 3rd age that we're currently in. And so the wheel is going to turn. We're going to hit the 4th age, the 5th age, the 6th age, and the 7th age. And then we're going to start the 1st age over again. And as each age... And this is a little extra that I'm giving you. As each turning of the wheel, it can be a different turning of the wheel. So the idea of reincarnation is in this world. So in one turning of the wheel, you can exist as one person, and then when the wheel turns again and reaches that age again that you were existing in, maybe you're somebody else. Maybe you're not.
Oh, you mean like how the dragon's wife was reborn into Moiraine? No, I gotta let it go. I'm gonna let it go. I just feel like she's here to get a lick back.
Okay.
She Aes Sedai, but maybe.
So anything's possible.
Her man needs to come out the mountain. He's got to get out.
Save her man from the mountain.
Still. It's only chapter 7, okay? Of 1 of 15. So please.
So that's the whole idea about
I'm excited
the
about
wheel
the
and the
idea
turning of the wheel.
Of reincarnation. I'm a firm believer that we come back. We may not come back as like cockroaches and, based on your karma, you're going to be a water bug and you're going to get squashed every 3 years or something. But like, we come back. Okay. I have seen babies who have been here before.
Oh, yes. I've given birth to such babies.
So, yes. And that spirit is real old. Yeah, I love the idea of that. I love that concept. So I'm excited to get into some... Oh, snap. So you mean to tell me that Moiraine died and now she is, somebody in the Two Rivers? That's whatever. But like, I like that idea.
And I don't think we really know how long an age lasts. It can be...
Whatever the wheel says.
Several hundred years, several thousand years.
One hand that guides said wheel, or is the wheel just moving through the universe?
So there is a power that drives the wheel. This power comes from the creator. And there are two halves of this power. There's a male half and a female half.
Oh,
and
yes.
There are very special people who can access this power.
Oh, from the one, right?
The one power. It's called the one power.
The one. So the Aes Sedai.
So Moiraine calling lightning from this, she's accessing the power that drives this wheel because she's a very special person.
Okay, so I think I might have to like be an Aes Sedai or something.
Okay.
I'm gonna be a hip hop Aes Sedai.
You can totally be a hip hop Aes Sedai.
So Jordan Khan, see you soon.
You gonna cosplay?
I know,
I don't know
right?
what a
I
hip
can't wait
hop
to see
Aes
the
Sedai
Ajah
would look
color.
like.
Yeah, what would that look like? A hip hop Aes Sedai. I really want to see what that looks like.
I would put on some like real crispy constructs.
Okay.
But I would have to roll one pants leg up and leave the other one down.
Of course. But you have to have a cloak because this is the world. I have
to have a cloak.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have a Pele cloak.
Pele.
Okay.
Shout out to the 90s.
Authentic. Very, very authentic.
I'm trying to channel
some damaged jeans.
Yeah.
Part of the WoT Ajah.
Some Jerbo jeans.
Not Jabos hanging baggy.
Yes, Jabos.
Jabos hanging baggy, heel figure on the top.
Ooh, heel figure. I'm gonna give a little Aaliyah,
with the jumpsuit.
Yeah, yes.
With the strap down.
Yes, with the one strap. Your little LL.
And the cut-off shirt.
Yeah, I might do a little LL.
Roll up the cuff
walk
on
around licking my lips.
on the pant leg
Roll
all the way
up
up to your
my
calf. I used to do that back
put a little FUBU on.
You gotta have like what is it called? Like graffiti on the clothes.
Yes.
Airbrush.
Oh,
you gotta have airbrush on there.
And then
so your cloak can be airbrushed.
My cloak is gonna be airbrushed, and I'm gonna have a fly ass walking stick.
Yeah, and your name is gonna be Keba Sedai, but you gotta.
That sounds dope.
Baby, you heard it. You heard it here first. Keba Sedai has been born. She is alive. Your first and only hip hop Aes Sedai, Keba Sedai.
You have been
anointed. All of my yo, I'm in. Welcome me harder into the wheel of time.
You gonna change your name on social media?
Yes.
Keep us a dime?
Yup. Because I'll be honest, I'm not a sci-fi girl. I'm not a fantasy girl. Mm-hmm. So I was like, ooh, I done dedicated to this podcast. I don't even know if I'm gonna like this book, but here I am.
Here you
I'm
go.
a whole Aes Sedai.
I love it.
Oh yes,
girl. I can see a whole airbrush Ajah at Jordan Con one day.
I'm literally gonna make a shirt that says
with what do you call it? You just said it. With the overalls, with
The
the one
overalls.
down, and have
Yes.
like airbrush their face on the airbrush.
Yes.
I'm going to be so polite.
I love it.
And I want to meet all of my other Aes Sedai sisters. So
You gotta have bangs.
Are
Are
you
you
gonna
gonna
have-
have?
And
Are
you
you gonna
have to have
have
a sideways
other?
ponytail.
Are you, yeah, you gotta and
Ooh,
you gotta
with the
put
fan?
and you gotta have blow pops in your hair.
ooh, can I put some butterfly clips?
But you have to have butterflies.
Okay, and
that
a
is
real glossy
requirement.
lip. I want
Glossy
a real,
lip.
just nasty glossy.
And your jeans gotta be acid
With a
wash.
real
Yeah, oh, yeah,
dark
yeah.
lip line out.
You put a dark with a brown.
Yes. Now, are you gonna be the only hip hop Aes Sedai? Are you gonna recruit?
I'm
other...
gonna recruit.
Okay.
This is a new clique
This
of
a whole-
Aes Sedai.
I love it.
So, like, you know, so I did cheat a little bit. I went into the glossary because now I was very curious about
That's
Aes
okay.
Sedai.
Okay.
And so I was like, oh, they got colors.
Yes.
I don't see a purple Aes Sedai.
So hip hop Aes Sedai
Will be
is the
purple?
purple Ajah.
Yo,
Say less.
We heard it here first. The purple Ajah is actually hip hop Aes Sedai for all of you
And what do we do?
listeners out there.
oh.
Yeah, because we've joined already.
I'm a member.
what do we
I'm
do?
a member.
I don't-
Yeah, we're members. We,
What?
you know,
What do we do? Oh, we have to have like a special something, right?
something that we do, something that we're known for.
Yeah, with
We have to think about that.
we'll get back.
We'll get back
We'll
to
have
it.
it
Put a
figured
pin in
out
it.
before.
Put a pin in it.
We'll put a pin in
Before
that.
I'm not
Fine,
sure
yeah, we'll have
exactly
it
how
figured
far
out.
into the Aja and Aes Sedai you read in the glossary. I'm not exactly sure how far you read, so I hope I didn't give much away. But I think it's just like
No, I think
general
I remember
knowledge.
reading that they had like the different colors had like different specialties or something like that.
Yes.
So
we gotta figure out-
We gotta figure out what our thing is.
With the purple Ajah,
What
aka the hip hop. Maybe that is the specialty. The purple Ajah.
we
is
just
the hip-
spit mad fire hip hop lyrics at.
We'll
spit
spit a
mad
hot
fire.
16. Yeah, we spit my
Dylan. My listeners, that one might be really hard for you to Google, but
Yeah.
if you just put in
Chappelle
Chappelle Show.
Shout out to
spit hot
Dave
fire.
Chappelle.
Just
It's real Cambodian.
this real Cambodian breast milk, and I need you to go to Cambodia to pick it up.
Yo, let me find out. Dylan is a hip hop Aes Sedai.
Ooh, the founder, if you will.
I mean- Hey,
I can't.
Oh, so we're taking applications while we figure out everything else we do.
Yes.
So
So
go
if you
ahead.
want to join the
WoT In
purple
Color at
Ajah,
gmail.com.
you want to join the purple Ajah, aka the hip hop Aes Sedai, come holla at us.
That's right.
Yo, we gotta have purple gear for
You
Jordan
know I'm
time.
already-
everything that we have has to be purple now.
I'm already formulating it. It's gonna be a
This
thing.
is hilarious.
It's gonna be a thing. You are welcome. All right, you're welcome. Woo!
Hilarious. Okay.
But wait, before we go on,
Okay.
I wanted to talk about something that we had touched on already, which was this kind of resiliency that we see in Emonds Field.
Yes.
And that was one of the themes that I had picked out. It's just the community in the face of tragedy and this resilience. And I want to read something
Yes.
that really made me feel like, okay, this is a community that I can get with. I feel like they're a bunch of liars now, but I can get with them because you mentioned reincarnation. So now I'm like, well, if the story of the dragon mountaining was 3,000 years ago, I think was the time frame,
Yes.
then some of these Emonds Field residents could probably be some kind of reincarnation. They were there before, baby. They know the things.
Okay.
How do they know the things so well? So, my father, the other was just the fever talking, right? That's Rand. And he was asking, what if he comes back? And Master Luhan says, the will weaves as the will wills. Master Luhan said uneasily, if they come back, well, they're gone now. So we pick up the pieces. We build what's been torn down. And then he says, I don't suppose today will be much of a bell time, but we'll make it through. We always have. And then he says, there's work waiting for me. Don't you worry, lad. The wisdom will take good care of him, and the light will take care of us. And if the light doesn't, well, we'll just take care of ourselves. Remember, we're Two Rivers folks. And
I love that. That was like one of my favorite.
I love them.
If the light doesn't take care of us,
we got it.
You know what I really appreciated about that is and I hope I don't offend anyone. I am not a religious person.
Mm-hmm.
And I appreciate people who, while they still may be religious,
mm-hmm.
and they pray to whatever their higher being
mm-hmm.
is to change their circumstances,
mm-hmm.
to do these things for them. But the idea that, well, if my God, my
mm-hmm.
creator, the light,
mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
If my God can't help me, guess what?
I'ma help me. Because I'm me right now.
Right.
And I got to figure it out.
I loved that line. That's one of my favorite lines.
And
if
that's
the
why
light doesn't help us, then we'll help ourselves.
And that's why I had to really pull that out. Because I was like, well,
mm-hmm.
if this ain't us, right, I don't know what is. You know, as Black women, there's always there's a meme that goes around that's like, Black women are always like, fuck it, I'll do it myself.
That
right?
part.
And
always.
And that is, for the most part, our modus operandi, right?
Yes.
Like, that is how
that is who we are.
And not necessarily because we take joy and pleasure in doing everything ourselves, but because we have to.
We have to.
If we want things to get done, not even in a specific way, just to be completed, we have to be the ones that tend to take that charge.
Yes.
It's a survival mechanism.
It made me... Right. And so, like, go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. I was just saying, it reminds me of, like, you know, you go grocery shopping and then you have like 10 bags and you have one bag on each finger and you basically like, I'm getting this in on one take. And it's just like, do you need help? No, I'm good. And you go get it in there one time. You ain't going back out to the car. You basically have the car key fob in your mouth. You press it, lock the door, and you basically taking it in on one hand. Why? Because
I wish y'all could have seen Call Me Nakomi when she... so we can see each other.
My bad. I keep forgetting that. Y'all can't see me.
Call Me Nakomi.
She
pretended the key fob was in her mouth, and then she pressed her lips together. To unlock the door.
My goodness.
I don't know. That's just me. That's the women in my family. That's how we've been. Not saying that men in our family haven't been shit, but at the same time, our women have always been just as strong and just as capable. And I mean, even when I, work in, different places that I've worked, basically, I've had to carry a box. People used to be like, oh, why don't you get a guy to do it? I'm like, I gotta go time to wait for no guy to come through and pick up this box. Half the guys that I work with will be like, why don't you pick up the box yourself? I mean, I ain't got no time to pick up your box. It's your work. You know what I'm saying? So I don't got time to wait for somebody to come save me.
Right.
I save myself. And if you want to help, great, amazing. Thank you for your help. But at the same time, I come from survivors. And that's what that basically feels like. I feel home in the Two Rivers.
That Emonds Fielders are survivors. I mean, clearly this is crazy what just happened. Like, I couldn't even imagine, but they're like, well, fuck it. We just got fucked up.
Right, they done lost people.
Right.
The peddler's gone, apparently.
Right.
I was like...
Where the hell is the peddler?
Where the hell the peddler?
He beat feet.
Where did the peddler go?
They said his wagon was messed up. You know, that made me think about the coin on the wheel.
They left the coin on the wheel. You in the store, like you're in the corner store.
I was like, I wonder if he ever got to pick up them pins.
Right. Pins.
Oh yeah, Days Conga wanted some pins.
She wanted them pins.
Wit was like, yo, I just came for some pins.
You're gonna get me beat up.
My wife is gonna kill me. poor Wit Conga.
Yeah, so I just, that theme really stuck to me, particularly with us as Black women and having a history of not having the ability to have that help offered. Right? Like, Black women, we don't necessarily have the... What's the word I'm looking for? We don't necessarily get the dainty white woman treatment, if I should say. We don't get the savior complex when people tend to look at women.
Oh, let me help you. I got that.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying that's what I'm saying. They'd be let me help you. You need some help. You need some help. No, I mean,
we don't get that. Yeah,
I'm saying for real, like. I'm telling you, when I was working in different firms or whatever like that, and I was working where I have to pick up boxes, I've had several men look at me and be like, I ain't picking up your boxes. You know, I'm talking about big dudes who basically go to the gym every single day will look at me and be like, so I never, well, coming from this being the person I am, I've always been if I can't, I ain't gonna do more than I can, but at the same time, it's a box, and I don't feel just because I'm a woman, I need someone to come save me and pick up a box because I look crazy picking up a box that anybody could pick up. So I've always been, I feel actually insulted when a woman tells me, why don't I wait for a guy to help me pick up a box? And then at the same time, hearing on the other end where guys would look at me like, I'm not saving you.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, I mean, I never wait for nobody to save me. I'm saving myself.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it made me think of other communities, right? Because that's on a very insular level, right? Between us as Black women. But then I started to think about 9/11, right? And being New Yorkers and the way that New Yorkers clammed together when the shit was going down over here, because unlike Emonds Field, we have never had an attack before. I'm telling you, those are some reincarnation people. They've seen this before. They know what war is. But anyway, when 9/11 happened, I'll tell you, I was, what was that, 2001? I was 15. Yeah, I was 15. I was in high school. And as someone who was raised Islamic and as someone who wore a khimar, I was super nervous. Right. Because that was the height of this country's, mind you, while it was all like Team America, fuck yeah, it was also very Islamophobic. Yes. And as someone who was Muslim, my parents really set me down and was like, you know, we need to have a conversation on whether or not we should even allow you to continue wearing your khimar because we don't know what's going on. And I remember my parents just checking in with me daily, like, how are the kids in school? How are the teachers? What's happening? And the way that my school literally kind of like protected, like bubble wrapped me, like they really came and was just like, no, we understand. We understand what's going on. And I found that so shocking at the time because I just knew that they was going to start picking on me and, you know, acting real, you know, wretched. And they really banded together to kind of protect me. And that kind of resiliency that the country was feeling, I actually felt on an insular level in my high school. That's dope. It was the strangest thing to feel because it was the exact opposite of what I was anticipating and what I was expecting. And so to kind of have that dichotomy, that different dynamic really kind of threw me for a loop for like a year. Wow. I was still like, oh, hey, you want to come sit with me? Why? Right. Why you want to sit with me? What you want to do? What's up? What's in your lunch tray? Right. Why was it? You know, and I'm a fighter. I'm a martial artist. So I was always ready to fight. I was always like, well, today's going to be the day, right? But people really embraced me and wrapped their arms around me and made sure that I was protected during those times. And so it was that kind of resiliency that made me more trusting of people than I was as a teenager. And I was a wretched teenager. You think I'm an introvert now? I had 1.5 friends and I stuck to that 1.5 friend and I didn't go nowhere or do nothing. Right. But, yeah, I just remember that moment in 9/11 where it was a community coming together in the face of a tragedy and the resilience that we had as New Yorkers to rebuild, right? Yes. That was the first thing. Yeah. It was like rebuild 9/12. They was like, so when the tower's going back up, I was like, whoa, let's investigate. Let's Can we see what happened first? Right. But, ready to build it again. So it's 9/15. So y'all said it was gonna put next week. We're gonna start rebuilding. Right. We gotta get the debris out. We're still counting bodies. All right. So it's October, and you said right. So we was on their neck, right? That we wanted our towers back, and I was just like, wow, that reminds me of Emonds Field. And it was just like, well, my house is gone. So is the stone from the mountain where the dude is trapped gonna be strong enough to make me a new house, or do I have to chop some more wood? That's hilarious. Well, first I would like to say thank you so much for sharing that. Oh, yeah. I love that for you. Absolutely. I love that that was your experience. Yeah.
because I can imagine that could have been very scary.
I was really fortunate.
Yeah.
Because I know that wasn't the case
For everybody.
for everyone.
Yeah.
Particularly, and I think being from the Bronx, being around other black kids, brown kids, you know, being in the hood, essentially, really made a difference. Now, I had a sprinkle of teachers here and there that were Caucasian, that were not from the neighborhood, but I think they did their best to make sure that they checked their own subconscious bias. Okay. And while they weren't necessarily, you know, the most like, we must protect her at all costs, they definitely were like, listen, you're a kid and I've known you for a year now since you were a freshman, so we're not gonna, you know, give you no slack.
Right.
You know, so it was a real fortunate experience that I had, and I know that wasn't the case across this country.
It definitely wasn't.
Definitely.
I mean, I know I had a math teacher at the time. I was actually at Penn State, one of the campuses, and that day when we were actually we had class, and obviously I heard about it before I left for school to go to campus, basically. And then by the time I got to school, my professor, who was Islamic, she canceled class, and I was wondering, like, what the hell? What happened? And it's funny how, you know, after that happened, and she canceled class, and it never really made sense to me until, you know, later on when I realized what was going on, that she immediately anticipated the reactions that she was going to get from people. She immediately just canceled class, and I don't remember if she even came back, because I mean this was September, so I don't remember whether or not she finished the classes,
the semester,
basically, but that wasn't everyone's experience, and it's great that's New York too. You know, we even though we're a part of the state, we are and each borough kind of acts like we're separate, and we all have our own little quote unquote animosities or whatever. Basically, we still pull together. We are New York City, and we're like basically the heartbeat. And so we will almost, because we are that melting pot, we can kind of see through the BS and realize that, okay, well, that happened and that's why they're saying it happened. But at the same time, I'm not going to blame this 15-year-old little girl. She did nothing. Why would I let anybody basically gang up on her or treat her any kind of differently? So I absolutely can see that basically being how New Yorkers responded and basically gathered around, because they've seen enough hate from the other side, basically, and they wanted to protect y'all. And I appreciate the fact that they did that. You know,
yeah, me too.
Yeah, I do too. Slightly off topic, but on topic. I just wanted to note, you mentioned Dragon Mount. You keep mentioning Dragon Mount. If you look at, I'll have to show you a map. There's maps in the book. Okay. The Two Rivers is nowhere near Dragon Mount.
Oh, so they can't go get no rocks from the mountain?
They're not getting rocks from that mountain.
They can't get LTT rocks?
No LTT rocks.
Damn, they put some strong-ass rocks. I might be willing
They can't even see Dragon Mount from
Do they know that Dragon Mount exists?
They've probably heard of it.
In a story?
In a story.
Well, listen.
But today, all of their stories are coming true, right? All of their stories are coming alive. So, but Dragon Mount is the furthest thing from an Emonds Fielder's mind.
Yeah, I speaking of stories, I had another theme that kind of popped into my mind, and it was this idea of unraveling fact from myth.
Okay.
And because, you know, we see Rand struggle with the reconciling of the truth from the stories and what's real and what's not, because y'all said all of this was fake, and now I'm seeing some of this is fake, but now y'all telling me that part of the realness is not true, right? So he's like, you know, you said Aes Sedai were bad, but you want me to go and pay a price
for help,
right? And
to help
so
heal my dad.
fun.
Who is my dad, by the way?
Who is my dad?
Right.
Where's the shirts?
Tam is my father.
Tam is my dad.
Tam is my dad. Tam is my father. We need shirts that say
Yes.
Tam is my father.
And I need you to italicize and bold father.
Yes. And is. Tam is my father.
That is, yes. But I have a fun question. What stories have you heard that you would absolutely be mortified if they were real life stories?
That's a great question.
Just things that have been passed down and...
I can't think of anything. Do you have anything?
I mean...
So it's not...
Go ahead.
So it's not necessarily a story like a folklore that's been passed down. But when I tell you the idea of Paranormal Activity, that movie series freaked me out. If I ever wake up one day and somebody's getting flung across the room and I can't see what's happening, Freddy Krueger freaks me out. That is a story that makes me feel like if that was ever really a real thing that could happen, I would just take me to the king. I don't have much to bring.
Oh my God, I'm so dead.
Decease me immediately. What?
So now that
A
you're
killer
mentioning,
in my dreams?
now that you're mentioning movies, let me tell you something. Okay, so these fictional stories that happen in movies, we know they're not real. But you know what I'm not doing? I'm not saying Candyman's name 3 times.
I tell you right now, I used to never let the light go off before I left the bathroom.
Listen, do you understand?
I didn't even need to say Candyman.
Listen, nor Bloody Mary.
Oh,
Nor Bloody Mary.
Say that
And you know what else? You know what else I'm not saying? I'm not even saying Beetlejuice, and that was a fun movie.
I take no chances. Taking no chances.
No chances.
It's a no for me.
It's
but
a no
thank
for
you
me.
for the question.
I mean, I've had paranormal things kind of happen to me, basically on the fringe here and there, basically. So, as far as poltergeists and stuff like that, I'm just glad that it hasn't happened to me, but I believe
I'm not Carol Ann.
It can happen. That part,
and I'm not going towards the light.
And especially coming from I'm not saying that, and I consider myself African American, and I was born in Brooklyn, basically. But at the same time, my family, my mother and father are Jamaican. So coming from a more, what's the right way to say it? Basically, like people who are, more closely connected to that African type of believe in voodoo and believe in, different rituals and stuff like that. They believe that shit.
Yes.
So, and when I see something weird, those are the kind of explanations that I get. You know what I mean? And so I've had situations that seemed absolutely real to me in my past when I was a kid, all the way to my current years, that I'm just like, I believe in paranormal things, basically. So, I mean, hey, it's up to each his own. So that's something that I actually do believe could be real. But I have a story that I would say that I would hope would never ever be real, but a parable or whatever you want to call it of Solomon basically suggesting to cut a baby in half. I would like to hope that would never ever believe something be something that somebody would suggest, even though he didn't do it. Even though he didn't do it, I'd be like, "Wow, word, son, that's a little.
That's how you felt.
Far. That's
what we doing now.
Sure, Solomon.
We slicing. Okay.
Word, Solomon.
Solomon.
Word, dang.
Yeah.
So we gonna do this? Wow, we doing this? Okay. Yeah.
But I guess it's more like, so those stories that we talked about, those happen in movies. I mean, not Solomon, but now I'm thinking about straight fairy tales, like the literal boogeyman that children are afraid of. What if the boogeyman comes to life? Like, I feel like for Emonds Fielders, this is what this was for them. Because these were stories. Well, I guess it's kind of comparable because it's not like they had television and movies and film and everything like that. But I'm just thinking about as a child, and I'm afraid of the boogeyman.
Yeah.
Right. And I cuddle under my covers and put the covers over my head to hide from the boogeyman.
Yeah.
Right. That's gonna come and get me while I'm sleeping. And in Emonds Field, the boogeyman has come to life.
Ooh.
And his name is Narg. And he's
Because
smart.
R.I.P. to real ones. All I'm saying.
Narg's smart though. Narg's smart.
Narg's smart. Narg would have been like, you gotta knock
read.
these down too. It looks suspicious.
Right. Narg was the one who was like, yo, Narg was the one who told them, yo, you can't just knock down this one house.
Right.
Narg
You gotta knock down a couple of other houses.
Right.
Narg go to night school.
Narg got his BA.
Narg took correspondence courses.
He got a liberal arts degree.
He took correspondence courses and got a liberal arts degree.
Narg could be what he want. He just chose this life.
Wait, Narg
He's an
graduated
entrepreneur.
summa cum laude?
Narg graduated summa
Yeah, that
Narg said he got the top of the class. Narg said he got all his chords.
I be trying to tell all these other trollocs out here that you too
Right.
They don't
can
wanna
be
listen.
somebody.
You too. You too can be somebody.
Oh my God. Frolics don't
But all
listen.
they want to
It's
do
good,
is
though.
just killing,
Kill and
destroy
eat
shit,
people.
and rub they shit on the wall and write with fecal matter on the wall.
Ooh.
It's more to life, guys. It's more to life.
It's more to life. It's more to life than wiping fecal matter on the wall. There's more to life than that. Oh my
I'm
God.
gonna miss him. I'm not gonna hold you. I'm gonna miss him.
Miss
R.I.P.
I'ma miss
R.I.P.
Narg.
Narg.
R.I.P.
I gotta pull some out.
You gotta
for
pull some out
Narg.
for Narg. Narg smart. Yo, can you imagine the funeral service for Narg?
Would it be
Like,
hood
who
or
did
would
the
it
body?
be? Would it be?
It's go- you know it's gonna be hood because we want to know who did the body.
Who did the body?
He looked good, girl. He looked good. Look at
He look good. Who did the body?
He looked just
Narg
like
look
his
good.
They have the flyer.
Narg family?
The flyer.
Oh, the flyer with his
It's the
picture.
flyer with the picture in the clouds. It's gonna be on the t-shirt. Airbrushed.
Airbrush.
Yo, the tribe's gonna have airbrush t-shirts with Narg's face on it. Then they gonna wear it for like 2 years.
Stop giving me ideas. Because I'm gonna make an R.I.P. Narg t-shirt. It's gonna be airbrushed. And I'm gonna sell them
And you
2
gotta
for
say
30.
on the back. You gotta say who did the body.
Who did the body though?
Y'all don't steal this idea. Y'all don't steal this idea.
The 2 or 3 baby mamas on the side trying to fight for who basically
Narg got
names.
babies?
How my name?
got baby
how,
mamas?
You don't got my children's name on the thing.
Oh my God!
You just
why is
why
my
is
baby
my
in the
name-
last spot?
Why my name is not in the program?
Why is my
Narg?
baby in the last
We
spot?
had something, Narg.
Right.
Thought it was serious.
That's like Narg's
Oh
mama
my
don't
God.
like me. That's why she didn't put it on there.
Oh, I gotta pee.
Wait. Who's presiding over the funeral? Who's pastor?
Oh, we need a pastor.
Oh, you gotta have a
Pastor.
pastor. And he better have eyes. That's all
It's
I
gonna
know.
be a trolic pastor, so
It could be a
he
Charlie
gotta
pastor.
be able to talk. It gotta be somebody who is also smart, like Narg.
But
Narg's smart. There's no one like Narg.
No one like Narg.
No one like Narg.
Oh,
Narg's
man.
smart.
Oh, man.
A real one. Die for the cause. I'm just saying.
Right.
That would be classic.
What are they eating at the repast?
I'm about to
though?
say, I'm singing so hard to say goodbye to yesterday at the
Are
graveside.
they eating people? Is there a trollic cook pot with people in it?
Oh.
at the repast?
Right. They probably just snatched
Hold
up
on.
whoever they had from Emonds Field and
Who
was
made the
just
cook
like,
pot?
dig in.
Wow.
I don't want her.
Who made
I don't
the
want her
potato
cook pot. Don't
salad?
cook pot in my house.
QTNAs.
Right. Who made the potato salad? Mm-mm.
Oh, man.
With they face all stink. Who made the potato salad?
The balloon
Exactly.
release.
Not the balloon release. Not a Narg balloon release. And
what's Narg's favorite color? Right. Is it black? Let's just get some black balloons. Just release them. Oh, Narg.
Oh my God. I'm so dead right now.
Shout out to a real Trollic.
He was a G.
He was a G. He was a G.
Narg was a G.
I don't know. Between Narg and Ousbed, we just got some gully motherfuckers
gully
in this book. They just...
Yo, I can't believe we just spent like the last 10 minutes planning Narg's funeral.
I love me some Narg. I love me some Narg.
Yo, this is crazy. I can guarantee that there's no other podcast out there.
Oh,
doing a whole Narg obituary.
Narg's obituary.
Who is writing the obituary?
Who's writing Narg's obituary?
Oh my goodness.
Dang. Well, it gotta be one of the little Narg babies, right? Because if he's smart, he got to have passed it down.
Gotta have smart kids, right? I'm saying.
Because DNA, right?
Narg smart.
Oh my goodness.
Narg baby, like, I'ma be a Narg. What is it? Mydrol.
Murdrol.
A Murdrol?
Murdrol.
Narg baby, like, I'ma be a Murdrol. That's my goal when I grow up.
Right? I mean, hey,
I'm not gonna be no simple Trollic. The rest of you dummies. I got speech.
Got goals and aspirations.
I got goals and aspirations. I'm gonna get promoted.
My daddy Narg told me I could be a merch wall when I grow up.
Right. Daddy Narg.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. Okay.
Oh man.
All right. So we gotta move on.
We're sorry for that detour.
We could be on that forever. We could be on that. We could do a whole show on that. I swear.
Oh my gosh. Yo, that was hilarious. Okay, so do we have anything else?
No, I don't.
For chapter 7.
Yeah.
We still haven't touched chapter 8. And we've been talking for like 5 hours. Apologies for the long ass podcast episode.
Before we move on, right? Let's talk about this. What is it called? A dragon's fang?
The dragon's fang.
Good catch.
My glossary said that a dragon's fang was an accusation of being aligned with darkness.
Darknesses.
And so, I'm wondering. My prediction, right? Because I like wild shit. Another asinine prediction. I love wild shit, right? And so, what if no one drew the dragon fang on the inn, right? But the mayor did it to signal that he was down with the clique. Don't mess my house up. Go forth into the village. Don't hit this one. Right? It's like a little dog whistle, if you will.
So I'm imagining that the dragon's fang was scrawled after the attack.
Oh, was it after?
Because when Tom, being a manipulative gleeman that he is, because, Rand was so desperate. What do I do? He's my father.
Yeah.
And he's dying.
My father.
Don't you bastards forget it.
Listen.
This is my father.
Mine. All mine. No one else's. I'm an only child.
I don't care what he was mumbling through his fever dream. I'm sorry, I digress. So, Rand is desperate. And he's like, what do? I can't let him die. And then Tom says, I wonder who scrawled the dragon's fang on your door.
The way he dropped it, he was like, hey, by the way, you notice that dragon fang on your door? I'm head out.
And I'm gonna head out, right? Right? And so he did that. He planted that seed. We talked about it before. But he planted that seed. But that tells me that the dragon's fang happened after the attack. And somebody put the dragon's fang on the mayor's door because they probably don't like the fact that Moraine and Lan are staying in the inn. Because in the stories, Aes Sedai are evil.
They broke the world.
And so someone is feeling like, you got this evil chick up in this inn. She's a dark friend. And you must be too. Because you let her stay there.
Okay. So, Dag, y'all know. I have to figure out who I think might have put that on the door then. Come back to me. I'm going to mull that over a little bit.
Okay.
I need to figure out who put that there. I think that's going to be important.
You don't believe the theory that it's one of the Conger or Coplands?
No, because he dismissed one of the theories. He was like, they weren't even there.
Right.
So I don't think it's never the first guy you say it is.
Oh, we're in SVU now?
Yeah, listen, dun dun, always. Yeah, so it's never the first guy you talk to. It's never the first guy you accuse. So I gotta remember. Was it Master Luhan? He was walking around with the axe, knowing what to do, killing the Trollocs, as if he had seen them before and knew exactly what to do. I'm suspicious. I am suspicious.
You're just suspicious of everybody, huh?
You have to be. I'm a New Yorker.
Yeah.
Head on a
nobody.
swivel. You don't trust nobody. Mm-hmm. So yeah. Let me mull that around a little bit. Come back to me. I might have something figured out in predictions. But
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So we shall move on. Can we move on to chapter 8? We're good with chapter 7.
Good.
Yes. I think I'm good. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Now we can get into chapter 8. Which is called A Place of Safety. And the sign, there is the symbol, is a tree branch with 2 leaves on the opposite side. Do we know what that means? Do you have any idea if that means anything, Keba?
Let me look at it again. Let me see. Chapter 8. And I'm going to try to do this as gingerly as possible for the ASMR girls who like listening to that kind of thing. Okay. It's a branch. It almost looks like a walking stick.
Okay.
It's giving me Moiraine Sedai's walking stick.
Okay.
And because I remember that Rand was saying that her walking stick was like decorated with like flowers or something. So it has like a little swirl in it. So it's giving me Moiraine's walking stick, and it's giving me these 2 leaves, which mean absolutely nothing. It was a cute decoration, but this is Moiraine's walking stick. That's my final answer.
Okay, great. Okay.
Thank you for coming to my TED
Agreed.
Talk.
Yes, that's what it is.
All
right.
Look at me.
Well, no, I'm saying that's what it's whether it is or not. That's
look
what
at
it's
me.
Going, that's what it's going to be.
I don't have no clue what it is, but it sounds like a really
great
good
answer.
Good
It's
answer.
Family Feud.
Good answer.
We're
Good
never
answer.
gonna tell you if you're right or wrong.
Dag.
Every prediction, everything that you make, it's all correct.
I'm gonna just go hang out with Narg, because he would tell me the truth.
Because Narg's smart.
Narg's smart.
Narg snitch.
Narc snitch.
Oh my god. Narg snitch. All right. So in this chapter, Moiraine is walking with Rand, following Rand or whatever to the inn. Rand is anxious, like, yo, hurry up, yo, because my father is dying. Mm-hmm. So they go inside to the room, and basically Rand asks if he can hang out. Like, yo, can I stay in here while you do your thing? So Moiraine kicks everybody else out besides Rand and Lan. She's like, yeah, whatever, just be quiet and leave me alone. You know, like she's talking to a child, like a literal child. Like, sit over in the corner, be quiet while I'm handling my business. So Moiraine starts to do her thing with healing Tam. So Lan starts talking to Rand. It's like, yeah, so what's up with that sword, son? What's up
He
with
about
that?
to run him for his shit.
Yeah.
I was like,
Like,
oh,
yo,
he's aggressive.
I peeped that sword. That. Yeah.
Right.
Nice sword,
what's,
homie.
What's the deal with that? So Rand is just like, not even paying attention, but he's like, yeah, whatever, it's my pops. So Lan is like, yeah, that's really strange for a sheep herder to have. And Rand was like, yo, this dude is mad rude. Like, how he just all up in our BI, you know? So Rand feels like that was kind of a little rude to be prying about why somebody purchased something, you know? And Lan's still talking. He don't care. He like, yeah, I noticed the Heron one there. You know, that's a symbol of a master swordsman in some places. Rand is like, whatever. I'm just worried about my dad. You know, he's not even half paying attention. He's still in his head with, this is my father and I need him to be alive. After a while, he asks if he would have told them about the Black Cloaked Rider. Would that have made a difference? And then Moraine speaks up. She says, not without half a dozen of my sisters. But Lan is pissed. He like, yo, it still would have been good to know, homie. Like, yo, why you ain't start with that, you know? Moraine tells him to be easy, calm down, chill out, stop blaming him for something. And then she says she should have known better based on when she saw how the Raven was behaving, which is very interesting. So Rand doesn't get it. Like, the Raven? What about the Raven? And so they explain that the Dark One uses creatures that feed on the dead as spies. So ravens, crows, and rats. And so Rand is like, whatever. My pops is looking better. Maybe she is doing something. And Moraine speaks up and says, yeah, not yet, because his wound was tainted. So apparently the weapon that the Trolloc had was tainted. And so even though, and we noted this prior, that Tam's wound was just a scratch. You know, but why is he all feverish and about to die? So the reason is the weapon was tainted with evil. And so that's why he's in the position that he's in now. And so Lan starts talking about fades and everything, giving some very specific details about Myrddraal and fades, which are one and the same. And Rand tells Lan about Narg Smart. Tells that story. You know, I accidentally killed him. You know, I spoke to him and Lan was like, he talked? What do you mean? So apparently Narg is smart, because apparently it's not normal for a Trolloc to have a conversation with you. So after a while, Moraine is finished doing what she's doing. Tam is healed. And then Moraine just casually mentions, by the way, Rand, pack your shit. You gotta roll out. You gotta get low. Rand is like, what? What are you talking about? Leave. Who said that? I don't gotta leave. What do you mean? Where would I go? What are you talking about? And so Lan starts explaining how only specific homes were destroyed. And apparently, not only does Rand need to get low, but Rand, Mat, and Perrin, his two best friends, they also need to get low. And Moraine explains that the Dark One is after them. All three of them. And she doesn't know why, but she's not trying to let the Dark One get them. So they all got to get low. And they got to get low tonight. And, of course, Rand protests. And they're basically like, listen, they're going to keep coming for you. If you stay here, then when tonight is going to happen all over again. So what's it going to be, son? You want to stay here, let the Trollocs come and kill more people? Or do you want to save your precious Two Rivers and get low? So Rand agrees, like, damn, I got to get low. And so apparently where they have to go is to Tar-Valon. Because apparently that is a place of safety, which is the title of this chapter. So, and we know what Tar-Valon is, right? Do you know that, Keba?
It's a place of safety.
Okay. I wasn't sure if you looked it up.
Well, is it in the glossary?
It is in the glossary, but it's where the Aes Sedai live.
Home?
It's
It's my home. Duh, of course home. I know where it is. Duh, I live there.
So then they leave Rand with his dad. They tell him, you know, get some food. We're going to send up Mistress Alvear to give you some food. Make sure you eat. Make sure you sleep. Get some rest. But we leaving tonight. And don't tell anybody.
Don't tell nobody.
And don't tell anybody. Do not tell anybody. Don't tell anybody.
Because what's the first thing he wanted to do? Tell someone.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So then Master and Mistress Alvear, they come in. And Mistress Alvear, you know, in control that she is, she's like, listen, you going to eat. You are not to wake Tam. This is my sick room. Blah, blah, blah. And they leave him alone. They tell him, don't wake your father. The chapter ends with Rand saying, I have to try to stay awake. He tries to stay awake to wait for Tam to wake up. And that's it. Yes. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Cool. A quick thing too, but right at the end too, Rand asks the mayor So
Yes.
was there any other farms that were basically
He's trying to double check.
Kind of to double check.
Yeah,
so he was being smart.
Rand wanted to see if they
He
were
was being
lying
smart.
to him about the fact that only specific farms got attacked, and so he definitely fact checked it. Which is with the mayor.
Weird because he saw it for himself.
He did see it.
He literally came out the woods and was like, "Oh, them houses is up and those houses are down." So like, did he disbelieve him? So maybe he was so exhausted, distraught, and just hungry because poor kid, he still ain't eat.
Yeah,
and let me tell you, I get hangry.
Yes,
so I fully understood that. I was like, I don't eat. I'm flipping tables.
I know that's right.
My stew, I'd have had me a piece of meat on it before we left. Like,
I ain't gonna hold y'all. I'm hungry right now. Let's hurry up.
No fooling. The second we finish.
Let's hurry up and finish.
It's on. It's on like Donkey Kong. We'll talk.
So, Keba. Mm-hmm. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts about this chapter? You have anything that stood out to you?
Well, one theme that I did pick out, and I will adjust my glasses as I say that.
Yes.
Was this idea of quote unquote paying the price, right? Because this is the thing that's in the back of Rand's mind as Moiraine is doing work, right? He's like, she said I was gonna have to pay a price. What kind of price? I don't even care. Like, it's my father. I must save him, right? And so I'm like, what check did he just try to cash that his ass is not going to be able to repay? You know? And I'm sure we all have stories about tolling over the consequences of having something done for you or to you, and then having to eventually repay that in the form of a debt, or like and so I wanted to talk about that a little bit because I feel like he's gotten his ass into some shit. Now granted, we're Aes Sedai, we're real cool or whatever, so it's not gonna be, he's not gonna have to like blood in, blood out. He's not gonna have to kill anybody.
He's getting jumped into a gang?
Listen.
What is happening? Wait a minute.
One day, man, right,
like one day. Remember, I saw what the Heron click. So, they got double-edged swords over there. So you never ever know. And the fact, so the paying the price, and the other thing that stood out to me, just in the story, was Lan asking 500,000 questions.
All in his BI.
While I'm trying to make sure my father stays alive.
Right.
And you're talking about the sword that I just learned was even in his possession. Yeah. And so he knew exactly what the Heron meant.
Lan.
Yes.
Okay. What
the Heron meant. And I was like, oh, so he knows. Because they're not from there. So I get they're a little bit more worldly, more cultured, if you will.
Yes.
But he was like, nah, that's the mark of a master swordsman. So that means to me that Tam was a master swordsman. So he's been slaying Trollocs probably since birth, right? So I'm very excited to see the Heron click in action. I love but those are like the big things that I picked up. Shar, you got any stories about paying the price?
Paying the price? No.
She does not say yes to everybody.
Yeah, right. How about that? Yeah, I can't really think of a time where I've asked for a favor from someone, because people in my circles, it's never a price. It is, oh, you need something and I have it, then I'm going to give it to you.
Yeah.
There's no price. Now with Rand, this is a stranger, so he is worried about the price and especially because he's been clouded with all of these stories about who Aes Sedai are.
Right.
And so he's been told that, be careful if you deal with an Aes Sedai. Don't get entangled with an Aes Sedai. You never know what you're getting. You never know what you're asking for. So that's really, I think, what Rand is really worried about. I don't think that I've ever been in a situation where I had to worry about paying the price because I've asked a favor of a stranger. Because I don't ask strangers for favors.
Yeah, I didn't even think about it from a stranger perspective, which totally makes sense because they are strangers. They met just yesterday.
Yesterday, literally.
Even though he took money from a stranger, so
she did give
some coins out, and so I'm
she did give some big coins.
Yeah, I have to put a pin there because I have to try to figure out what that coin was about and what this quote unquote favor was that she was trying to get them to help her with before, Trollocs hit the fan.
It was almost as if it was like, I'm losing words. What is it called when you hire a lawyer? It was
a retainer.
It was almost as if it was a retainer. So Maureen gave them coins,
right,
and was like, "This is just in case I need you." So Maureen put the boys on retainer.
He was already paying the price.
He's already paying the price.
Yeah, it's real interesting.
Already paying the price.
And when I thought about that, I just thought about how you got that one person in your family that, like, if they do something for you, they never gonna let you hear the end of it. That's because that is a price. Because baby, get out of my ear. Yeah, I'm like, can't have them do nothing for you. Not a ride home, and you don't give them $20 for gas. Because then
they're your last resort. Like
you see them at the family function. They like, what up, cuz? Remember that time? I need a favor now. Like, what is this, New Jack City?
Right.
Like, what is that? You about to, like, hem me up over $20 for gas? Okay, cuz, I guess.
Right.
All right. So, yeah, I thought that was interesting.
Right. And I always live by the idea of, never loan out anything you ain't, you're not willing to lose, That's just me personally. I do favors for people all the time, and I don't consider them as favors. I just basically just help people out.
It's the Brooklyn way.
It's the Brooklyn way. It's definitely the stories and the mystique of the Aes Sedai and. People not really knowing what, the story. They don't know the real history. They're just going by hearsay. And so they always assume that, oh yeah, I loaned, Aes Sedai loaned me this, and next thing you know, I had to give up my firstborn. It's just, that's just what's in their mind. They're just inflated assumptions, basically. But at the same time, and she at the same time is just like, let's not talk about price. I'm not really, here for that. I'll help you and whatever. We'll talk, and we'll just, your price, just talk to me a little bit while we're on the road. And, and funny enough, then that actually kind of turns out to be an unexpected price of him leaving where he, where his home is. That is the price. That pretty much is the price. But it wasn't a specific price that she made in return for healing his father. But that basically goes to kind of Tom's apprehension of dealing with Aes Sedai, where it's just like, what they say to you might not exactly be what you hear, or what they promise you might not exactly be what you really bought. Basically. So it's just like, okay, they might say something and you might think that what you're going to get is this, but basically they might not tell you the whole entire truth. So there's always some type of thing attached to Aes Sedai, because if Aes Sedai are involved, that means it's big shit. So I mean, it's they don't get involved if it's this little tiny village. Village circumstance, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like inflated, but at the same time, their reputation precedes them, because
so then they knew. She knew.
Her
and Lan knew. That's why she gave Rand, Matt, Perrin, and that little boy them coins. Okay. Because she went to the village. Prediction or assumption.
I will not confirm or deny any information about what?
No, she knew. She went to the village because she was looking for a male boy of a specific age, because that's what she told him that the dark one was looking for.
Okay.
That sounds kind of odd.
Damn.
He who shall not be named.
Wow.
Sorry, that kind of peeked out on the mic.
We're gonna bleep that name.
He should not be named.
But yeah.
You
know what? No,
we're not doing that because we can do a whole podcast about that. Keep going.
A special episode of WoT In Color.
Keep going.
Go ahead.
So I feel like she was there because she knew that the Trollocs, or maybe not that the Trollocs were coming, because it seemed like she was a little off guard, but she knew that something was amiss, and that the dark one, I guess, had his eye on this village because there was somebody in this village, and I think she told him as much, that there was somebody in the village that had a certain... No, I don't think she said that. I think I'm assuming that she said that. Well, this is my assumption. It's all my assumption. I think that there's someone in the village of a certain age that wields a certain power. Mm-hmm. And that's why she was giving out the coins. Because I feel like she was going to gather them all up, and then she was going to, like, grill them or run them through, like, a triathlon to see who had the power.
A power triathlon.
Right. I don't know the test to figure out who's wielding power. Like,
okay,
is it raining? Can you stop the rain? Right? Like, I don't know, but I feel like she was gonna be like from falling.
Can you take the rain?
I'm sorry.
Sorry. Keep continuing.
Sorry. Go ahead, Keba.
So she gave them the coins to be able to find them easier later, and I feel like
what do you mean?
Right, because she's just gonna put out the call, like, who got a coin from me? Come meet me by the Belltime pole where all the single ladies is.
Okay, and the stripper pole.
Meet me by the stripper pole. We gonna run a few tests. I need to see who I need to snatch up.
Okay,
and bring back.
It's amateur night.
Who is it? It's one of y'all. So she knew. I mean, it's the two rivers, right? It's Emonds Field. They don't have stuff going on. So why all of a sudden is there an Aes Sedai there? So she knew what was up. I don't think she knew that the Trollocs was going to come deep, that the Myrddraal was going to be there. But she was trying to, I guess, cut things off at the head. Just to be like, let me get this boy out of here because I know they're looking for him. And I know it's going to be some shit if they get to him.
Okay. Right?
So I feel like that was the thing. And that's why she was like, you, Matt, and Perrin, you pack a sack. We're on the way. Right? So, like, she said they're all within weeks of each other in birth.
Yes.
And that the other kids were maybe months apart.
Correct.
And so she was like, it's a very specific age. So she knows exactly what's happening.
Okay.
That's why she was there. And I'm excited to see what Tarvalon looks like again, because I'm from there. But I'm excited to see what it looks like.
You excited to go back home?
And yes, I want to see what it looks like in the book.
Okay.
Right. But yeah, Moiraine is the real heroine of these chapters. No shade to Miss Elspeth. She's still gully with the hammer. But I think Moiraine really, she pulled lightning from the fucking sky. So shout out to her. And I have a little Sispy steadfast for her.
Go ahead.
Moiraine. Hey, love. Looks like the people of Emonds Field has you stressed out. And I truly, truly hate that for you. It was giving you were there on vacation, and boom, Myrddraals and Trollocs came bringing the drama to you. And I just want you to know, I see you are tired and weary, and you're ready to take a good rest. But maybe being an Aes Sedai doesn't grant you much time off, but I need you to self-care. Rand has you stressed out. He's running through the field. You trying to keep up with him. You just killed 30,000 Trollocs. You over here trying to collect badges to see what clique the Trollocs are from. Lan is over here being a big asshole. You over here babysitting him. I need you to self-care. You're like limping. They acted like you ain't been through battle too. I need you to self-care. You cannot save the entire village and Tam and everyone from Trollocs if you're too tired. So please find some time to get yourself some rest. Take a nice milk bath. If that's what y'all do in Tarvalon, which it is because I'm from there. Maybe take a 30-minute guided meditation to get your mind right. I don't know. You know, I hear goat yoga is blowing up if you might be interested in that. But I need you to understand that you have to take care of yourself. Not Lan, not the village, not Rand, not Tam, you. And you clearly have Lan who will have your back. If you go sneak off and inhale some lavender while you complete a puzzle or something. And there are so many ways to self-care. I don't know what floats your boat or suits your fancy, but just pick the best one for you. And please, before you get into any more wars, give yourself a break before you break. And I'm saying this for your own mental health. Good luck, hon. Thank you. And scene. I need her to know.
I love it.
If she can't take care of herself,
Yes,
she can't take care of nobody else.
So Moraine needs to get the Calm app and start
She
using
needs
it.
to get the Calm. Why is she not on Calm right
She
now?
needs to be on Calm right
Because
now.
when Rand was running through the village,
burn some sage.
and Lan was like, "If you don't slow your ass down," and she's like, "No, it's fine. No, it's not fine, girl. Tell that little boy to slow down. I know his daddy dying, but like." You just got finished blowing up Trollocs with lightning from the sky. That cannot have been an easy haul.
I love that. That is sound advice. Sound advice.
Be steadfast.
Be steadfast.
Self-care.
Self-care is important.
Yes.
Yes, girl.
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. This.
Agreed.
Do we have any predictions that we didn't touch on?
Before we get to predictions, and while I'm on Lan, let me read his ass real quick.
Oh, is this a water and shade?
It's absolutely. I'm gonna
We
knock him out.
We got a water and shade.
Ooh.
Go.
Lan, I need you to be more respectful, okay? You cannot be running around talking cash shit about the people in this little village just because you can fight. Okay, so I need you to be easy. I need you to be respectful. I need you to be mindful that these were just some homebody ass people who were just helping you fight off Trollocs. Okay, if Moraine could be cool, you can too. You're sitting up there calling Rand all kinds of names just to be rude, and you know the whole sheep herder business. Like I need you to be easy with that, right? I don't like rude people. He's giving off bully, right? And we just learned a few chapters ago that his mama names him Rand. So you can call him Rand. You know what I mean? Like, the whole sheep herder, you're just a sheep herder. You're a sheep herder. Hey, sheep herder. What would he do if the whole village got together and decided to just jump him? Because that's what it's... He's acting like a bully. And I kind of want the village to kind of like regulate his mount up and just whip his ass. He'll probably still win. Because he's a fighting ass, right? He's a warder. But that still doesn't make it right. You're coming off as a bully and I don't like it. Bullies get their asses beat eventually. So please be humble and know that you can have some home training. And I need you to act like it if you don't. And at least pretend that you care that you don't and you will. Stop that shit. Be nice. Thank you.
Did you say regulators mount up?
Regulators!
Sure did.
Mount up.
I hear Nate Dogg in the background.
That's it.
So it sounds like Lan could use some guided meditation as well.
Lan needs a kick in the ass.
Okay.
Talking cash shit. You know, you talk shit, you get hit.
Okay.
You know that is the lay of the land out here in New York.
Okay.
But he's a fighting motherfucker.
Lan kind of want that smoke though.
He wants it. Yeah.
Lan kind of want that smoke though.
So. He's here for it.
Interesting.
I think he's here for it. That's why he can. That's why he go around calling
he
people.
He didn't blink.
Like and what you gonna do
like,
about it?
Yes.
And what's up with that? What's up with that sword, sheep herder?
Sheep herder.
Yeah.
Sheep
How you
herder.
get that?
I need Master Luhan and a couple of other folk and Mistress Alspet with the hammer.
Mistress Luhan, yeah.
Mistress Luhan, yeah. I need them to call a couple of more of their friends and like just jump him one time. I'm usually
just one good beat down.
Everybody needs one
at one point.
Everybody's big and bad till they get punched in the face.
Okay.
Lan needs to be punched in the face.
Yep.
Okay. So, do we have any final thoughts? Predictions?
Mm-hmm.
I do. I have some predictions.
All right, let's get it.
Prediction. Tam does not wake up before they leave.
Okay.
Prediction. I think Perrin is going to want to leave willingly and Matt is going to get dragged.
Okay.
I somehow think that Gwen is going to hear about them leaving and will somehow start trailing them along the journey because she's been ready to believe.
Okay.
New prediction that just popped into my head. She might be an Aes Sedai.
Okay.
I feel like she might be down with the clique. I'm feeling familiarity with her.
Is she going to be purple Ajah? She's going to be down with the hip hop?
No.
She's not hip hop?
No.
Egwene is not hip hop? Okay.
But what made me think that is when Moiraine was saying that she noticed the Raven. Mm-hmm. And as we recall in the Ravens prologue, Egwene was the only one to notice the Ravens. So I said there's some kind of connection there. Aes Sedai-ish, possibly.
Okay.
So that is my prediction. One of the three boys, and I'm assuming it's Rand since he's our main character right now, has the one power in him.
Okay.
And before the crew reaches, they will encounter more Trollocs in a Myrddraal. And we will learn along the way that Rand wields the power when he goes to use the sword and something mystical magical happens. And then my last big prediction. I think Rand's actual birth mother is an Aes Sedai. And he will also learn that when he reaches Tar Valon.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is a lot.
Keba's asking that predictions. I'm just going to record that and chop it in.
And we'll just chop it in every time. I love that. Mm-hmm. I love it. I love it all.
That's code for a girl.
No, I'm going to say I love it to every prediction that you ever give. I'm never going to tell you.
I'm just never going to tell you
whether... I'm not going to give you the truth about it. Because obviously I know. So everything you say... Mm-hmm. I'm going to say I love it.
Where's Narg?
Because Narg would tell you.
Narg would tell me. Narg exactly. We said this already. Like, my guy Narg would be like, Keba dumb. Narg smart. Keba don't read. Narg smart. Narg read. Narg got common sense. Keba don't got common sense.
Oh my goodness.
Narg go to Brooklyn Law at night.
Narg passed the bar on the first try.
Narg was the 3-piece suit on the train.
He was the 3-piece suit when I was on the train.
Narg is that drug dealer lawyer that basically
Narg
defends all the drug dealers when they get pulled up.
For power.
Yo,
he's the one to talk. I mean, so he's obviously got to be
if I ever get a puppy, I'm naming my puppy Narg.
Your puppy is gonna be named.
My puppy's name is gonna be Narg.
I love it.
Narg is smart.
Narg is smart.
Every time he does something nice,
Narg smart. Good Narg. Good Narg.
What a smart Narg.
Smart Narg.
Smart Narg.
Bad Narg.
Bad Narg. Bad.
You heard it here first. I'm getting a puppy.
I would venture to say that there are probably already some puppies.
Oh, I'm sure.
Named Narg.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure. I wanted to name my dog after Wheel of Time character, but my wife put her foot down. She was like,
I know
no,
people who have named
not
their
happening.
children after Wheel of Time characters.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Well, I think Nynaeve is a very pretty name.
It is a very pretty name.
Yeah. I think it's very pretty. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I don't know, but Egwene is a little hard. Egwene. Yeah, it doesn't roll the way Nynaeve does.
How do you even spell it?
Yeah, Nynaeve definitely slows.
I can see the teachers trying to figure out how to pronounce it in class.
Egwene.
Egwene. It's Egwene.
That's Egwene, right?
Names. Y'all know my full name is Makeba, and when I tell you I get a Makeba, Makaba, Makuba, Mukba, I've had every wrong variation of my name said to my face multiple times, and it's like, it's Keba. You can just take
that.
3 syllables is a little too tough for y'all.
Right.
You could just give me Keba. It's fine.
Yeah, I'm not gonna tell you how people mess up. My oldest daughter's name is only 4 letters and 2 syllables.
2 syllables,
and they still jack her name up. I'm not gonna say her name because I don't have permission.
But yeah, it's 4 letters and 2 of the letters are the same letter,
literally, and the same sound.
Oh no,
Very
poor
simple.
baby.
And they still jack her name up. Yeah. So on that note,
Yeah.
what have we learned today? We have learned that Narg is actually Method Man in power.
He probably names his kids with regular
Yes,
Eurocentric
Jonathan.
names.
Yes.
A
Narg-
Bradley, if you will.
Narg's children all have Eurocentric names. He's the only Narg. Because he's smart.
Oh, the jokes write themselves.
Because he's smart.
And we've got some amazing predictions. Listeners, I need y'all to hit us up.
Oh, please.
Please hit us up. We have a spoiler channel in Discord. Let's get the conversation going. We want to know what you think about Keba's predictions.
Asinine predictions.
So we'll definitely start that conversation on Discord. Join us there. And I think this is a good place to wrap this up.
Yes.
Wrap this up. We have any announcements?
We got a few announcements.
All right, what's crack-a-lacking?
First of all, happy Ramadan. If you were listening on Wednesday, March 22nd.
Yes.
Happy Ramadan.
Today. It starts today.
Yeah. It's at sundown, I believe.
Yes.
It's been
Tonight.
a while for me. But if you are celebrating Ramadan, we wish you well on your journey. And we have a whole con coming up.
Jordan
dedicated to the Jordan.
Con, 1 month away. We are exactly 1 month away.
Yes.
And WoT In Color will be in the building.
Yes.
Will Call Me Nakomi be in the building?
Call Me Nakomi.
You heard it here first. Call Me
there.
Nakomi will be there. So that means if you don't have your ticket yet, you're slacking on your pimping, and I need you to turn it up. Go ahead and get your ticket so that we can chatty patty with you.
So we definitely got to big up some folks before we leave.
We
got some big
absolutely
ups
do.
that we want to do. The first big up that I like to do, let me tell you, the support that this fandom and other content creators have been giving us has just been truly, truly amazing. Truly amazing. I feel honored. I feel blessed, especially when dope Wheel of Time content creators mention us, share our tweets, encourage people to subscribe and listen. This has been really, really, really amazing. So I want to big up WoT Spoilers, Wheel of Time Spoilers. Thank you so much.
Yep.
On your February 23rd episode, you all shouted us out, and we just love you for that. So we will definitely have in the description of this episode a link to WoT Spoilers. If you have never heard of them and you're a Wheel of Time fan, I don't know what your issue is. I think you need to get your life. But definitely check them out. Super dope of you all for shouting us out. We appreciate it. Much love.
Yes, thank you so much. I mean, again, your name is literally WoT Spoilers, so I can't.
So Keba won't be listening.
I won't be listening, but I will shout y'all out every chance that I get because the support has been phenomenal. And like I always say, if there's ever a way that we can repay you for your support, your kindness,
yes,
please let us know by sliding into our emails, wotincolor@gmail.com.
Yes.
One more thing before we go. One big up that we must do.
You need an air horn for that?
I need an air horn for that.
Burr, 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 burr.
The Northeast Bronx is getting a new Sylvan Learning Center owned and operated by Juliet and Guy Duggins, our very dear friends.
Yes.
And if you don't know what Sylvan Learning Center is, it is a program that challenges students, builds confidence, boosts study skills, and helps deliver better grades. And that program is coming to a very needed area of the Bronx in the Northeast. And we are excited for our friends' new business endeavor and the lives that they're going to touch by opening this center. I cannot wait. I tell her all the time, I'm going to clock 1 million volunteer hours at that location. I don't know how. I don't have 1 million hours to give. But she
None
got
of us
them.
do. But
the price I'm going to pay.
That is
I'm
the
going
price.
to pay the price.
That is the price.
To volunteer at the new Sylvan Learning Center of the Northeast Bronx. So if you are a Bronx resident and you happen to be listening, first of all, hi, listener, friend, listener. I know you got every single reference. And I need you, if you have any children, to bring them right on down to the Sylvan Learning Center.
Next week, we will be discussing chapters 9 and 10. Chapter 9 is called Tellings of the Wheel. And chapter 10 is called Leave Taking. Any thoughts about what that means?
The telling of the wheel and leave taking. Leave taking sounds like pack a sack.
Okay.
We gotta go. Like,
Okay.
I said what I said earlier. You didn't listen. And now you have to run with the clothes that are on your back.
Okay.
Leave taking. But what are they taking? You know, let me ponder that. And the telling of the wheel. I think we're finally going to get some backstory about who she is and the true story of us, the Aes Sedai. Yeah, I think we're going to have some gaps filled in. I think from a literary writer perspective, it makes sense right now to fill in some gaps.
Okay.
So yeah.
Info,
It's an info chapter.
All right. Sounds good.
Well, yes. And, of course, in the meantime, you can find us on social media. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. All at WoT In Color. You can, I feel like at this point, y'all can say it with us. Say it with us. You can listen and subscribe to us on Spotify, Apple, YouTube, SoundCloud, Google TuneIn, Audible, and Amazon Music. And, of course, you do that by searching WoT In Color. And you can chat with us on our Discord server, please, by clicking the link tree in our bio or the description box below. And if you have any questions, you can send them to wotincolor@gmail.com. Yes, we over there too.
Yes, we are. And thank you again, Call Me Nakomi.
Yes.
For chopping it up with us.
Yes.
You know,
Always a
for
pleasure.
our permanent resident guest. So anytime you want to jump in,
Use the key, girls. Just use the key.
use the key that we gave you.
I'm just gonna be like Brother Man
There
coming
it
up
is.
somebody's
From
room,
the fifth
floor.
basically.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, climb through the window. That's what
through
you
the
want to do.
window.
You know, and
Oh,
Right.
this is your shirt.
right,
Oh, I messed up.
Just
again,
make you a
right?
sandwich.
just make you a
know?
sandwich. And for our listening audience, thank you so much for listening to WoT In Color. Remember to come in love and go in peace.
And just don't let the wheel run your ass over on the way out.
Deuces.